This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. We keeping a foot on the whoop, the neeks. We keeping a foot on the whoop, the neeks, and like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying whoop on immediate pressure. Because pressure does what? Each person's pipes. Let's talk about it. All right, let's delve right into it. First and foremost, Michael Jeffrey Jordan and Scottie Pippen. I told you guys, man, that He Knows Everything was on the thumb, the wave, the needle, and the curve, and the eye of the damn situation. Let me say it again. He knows everything was on the thumb, the needle, the curve, the wave, and the aisle of the situation. And what was the thumb? What was the needle? What was the curve? And what was the aisle of the situation? It was simple as this. That Scottie Pippen was broke as a joke. That Scottie Pippen was in financial precarious situations. And Scottie Pippen needed Michael Jordan to bail him out. It's really simple. That's really what it boils down to. This is why Scottie Pippen had the rant that he had. This is why he had the Robin rant. See, Robins, they always have a pickle with a Batman. Let me say it again. Robins always have a pickle with the Batman. You know why? Because Robins feel that they should be on the same level with Batman. Here's the problem with Robins. They're not Batman. They're not Batman. That's number 3 for confirmation. Batman is as alpha as you can be because Batman understands that he is a leader. And he understands it in the fiber of his being. He understands that unquestionably and without fail, that all roads leads through him. Even when Superman is in the midst, Batman doesn't even defer to Superman. Because Batman understands that I'm an alpha male. I have alpha male lineage, and I identify myself with being so alpha. This is Batman's destiny. Michael Jordan's destiny was to be the guy. You guys have to understand, greatness personification can only be hindered. The motherfucker can't be stopped. When you're dealing with greatness personification, guys at greatness personification levels, guys that we also call true alpha extraordinaires governed by true alpha economics, they are on a pinnacle. They are on a level. They are on a pedestal. They are on what we would call an identity, an association, an affiliation, and a verification of them basically just being next gear, next level, next tier. Because they understand who they are. They're comfortable in their own skin. They don't apologize for your lack of not understanding that they're comfortable in their own skin. Your lack of not understanding that they're confident. Your lack of not understanding that they will find a way to get the job done no matter what the obstacle that's in front of them. That's the delineation. That's the distinction. That's the gulf and the separation between a Batman and a Robin. The Batman's identity, the Batman's pedigree, the Batman's embedded theology tells it that it has to be quintessentially the leader. And there are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Robins, on the other hand, they're a supplementary role. They're meant to be secondary, which means 2, which means basically what we would say double, which means basically to be lesser than. Robins are always supposed to be weaker than Batmans because Robins are molded by Batmans. You cannot be molded by something and be stronger than it. The first of the 48 laws of power says, do not shine above the master. Robin cannot shine above the master of Batman because Batman is the master. Robin is the student. The student has to be subservient to the master. The student has to bend the proverbial fucking knee and kiss the ring to the master. Scottie Pippen has done this in his whole career, and I want you to look at the background. This has been the whole career of Batman and Robin, i.e. Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan always giving Scottie Pippen that touch, that nod of approval, that basically smack on the head. Good job, Robin. Good job. Good soldier, Robin. Good soldier. Because Robin has to follow what Batman does. He knows everything told you guys about basketball. He gave you a simple pedigree, a simple understanding of basketball. If you understand this, then you don't need no one to teach you anything else. Option 2 has a burden. Their burden is to always bend the proverbial fucking knee and kiss the ring while you at it to option 1. They have to serve option 1. And understand that option 1 is option 1, unquestionably and without fail. When option 2 has dissension in the ranks, when option 2 has this thing where they think that they can topple option 1, or they can be in option 1's position, we have what's called a Renegade Robin situation, a Red Hood situation. Red Hood was beat up by the Joker. The Joker is what we would say another alpha male. He's evil incarnate, but he's an alpha male nevertheless. The Joker let Robin know at that moment, Boy Wonder, when he beat him with a wrench, that was the most disrespect someone could do. Just basically tie your ass up and beat your ass down with a wrench. What Joker was doing was he was breaking down the Boy Wonder to let him know you're not on this level. And the taunting that he was doing was, I want the bats. The bats need to come and save the day. You cannot bring a Boy Wonder in to do the bats' job. Let me say it again. Woo! The Joker boy. He let Robin know what his truest and his most properest levels is. You can't send in the Boy Wonder to do the bat's job. Meaning the Joker wants the element of alpha male lineage competition. You don't send a beta to do the alpha male job. And Batman was too far away because Robin wanted to prove something so bad to Batman because he wanted to show that he was the number one. Look at me, look at me. Scottie Pippen had these moments when Michael Jordan retired in the 93-94 season, 94-95 season. This was the moment for Scottie Pippen to prove that he was an option 1. And what did he prove in those moments? That he's a fucking Robin. That's why Tony Kukoc had to be the one to take the last shot. So you guys have to understand, Scottie Pippen cannot blame nobody but himself. He has to look at himself in the mirror and realize that his truest and his most properest levels was to always serve Michael Jordan. That was his destiny. Whether he likes it or not, he will always be remembered as a great basketball player. But he's always going to be remembered as Robin. Nobody's going to ever remember you as Batman. Because everyone knows that Michael Jordan molded you. You had the defense, but Michael Jordan said, no, we're going to make you a complete basketball player. If you look at Scottie Pippen's moves, the way that Scottie Pippen played on the basketball court, especially from an offensive standpoint, it was a hockey version of what Michael Jordan was doing because he was working out with Jordan. And Jordan was showing him how to fill the defense with his legs. Scottie Pippen did it in a very hockey version. How to basically use your athleticism and explosion to your advantage. Scottie Pippen was doing it, but he did it from a very hockey standpoint. Bottom line is, Scottie Pippen did everything that Scottie Pippen did, but it was very hockey fucking looking. So nobody needs to sit here and act as if Scottie Pippen wasn't molded by MJ 2-3. And if you're molded by that level, by that gamut, by that variation and that aspect, why are you hot and bothered like grits? Why are you insecure and miserable as you know what in your life? Why are you mad? Nobody needs to be mad. They just need to be accepting of their fate. They need to be accepting of the fact that when it's all said and done, the ingratiations, the affiliations, the verifications, and the certifications of a Scottie Pippen is what he is in his truest and his most properest levels of an identity of a Robin. Jordan made you. And we get it. Every time Scottie Pippen gets out of pocket, every time he says something, now he is officially an old washed up drunkard. Let me say it again. He's an old washed up drunkard. We see guys like this run and rant. If you notice, This is how you know Michael Jordan is the most alpha of the alphas, dog. He knows everything of He Knows Everything, because this is the same level of hatred that He Knows Everything gets from other cats. I got cats on YouTube telling me if I ever see you, motherfucker, if you ever see me, you will get put in your fucking place. It's really that simple. That's how He Knows Everything gets down. I don't play games. I don't fucking play games. I don't got time to play games with people. I really don't. Nobody think they can just run up on me. Think what you want to think. You gonna learn a fucking cardinal rule and a lesson. You don't run up on something, dog. You don't bark up the tree. Cause if you bark up the tree will fall on you, dog. Let me say it again. You bark up the wrong tree, the tree will fall on you. Infamously quoted by Jay-Z, dog. When it's all said and done, Michael Jeffrey Jordan is always hated on and vilified by all of these different athletes and all of these different supposedly professional heads, or yada yada yada, however you want to slice or fucking dice it. You want to know why? Because these men prescribe to want to be on Michael Jordan's level. This is what it boils down to. If they are being honest with themselves and telling the truth, then we would understand that. Kobe Bryant, the reason why he gets the ultimate nod of approval is because Kobe understood, I want to be on that fucking level. Tom Brady, I want to be on that fucking level. Alpha males admit when they see a superior alpha male doing what he's doing and they want to get to that superior alpha male level, they admit it. Biggest compliment I ever had was when a fellow Double Dragons True Alpha said, man, I'm not gonna lie, dog. You know, I can never go against you, bro. I can never speak against you. I can never, motherfuckers try to, approach me and they try to turn us against each other. That right there made me respect this Double Dragons True Alpha. I always knew he was a Double Dragons True Alpha. I always knew he was the only guy that was my translucent and transparent image. I always fucking knew it. Because of the level of powwows we had, the level of conversations that we've had, and the fact that I left. I've dealt with a lot of motherfuckers on YouTube. I've dealt with a lot of people, period. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've left there. There's only one other cat that I could say, but I've since surpassed him mentally. But there's one other cat that I could say, when I was younger back in the day, E-Dub, Ernie. That when I used to sit there and leave the situation, it was iron sharpeneth iron, for a man is sharpened by the countenance of his friend. This motherfucker right here, Tom Ross TV, next gear, next fucking level. I'ma always shout this dude out, man. Because this dude proved his loyalty to He Knows Everything. He Knows Everything always proved his loyalty to him. Notice I never talked bad about him. I never said anything. We've had our indifferences, but I've never said anything bad. And I just like the way that even in our indifferences, when we had them, it was so alpha male the way that we carried ourselves. Because we show people you can be a fucking grown-up in the room and deal with the shit. But the biggest compliment I ever got from this motherfucker was when he said, He Knows Everything, man. How could I go against you, dog? You helped build me up. You helped make me, dog. That shit, you guys have to understand, that shit made me feel so damn good. Because people understand what you've done for them. If all of these motherfuckers are being honest, a lot of these fucking channels exist because of me. If they're being honest with themselves. I was and I am still the Michael Jordan of fucking YouTube. Because I've brought these guys up. I've given them a standard. I've given them something, a bar for them to basically reach for the fucking stars. Because they're like, this guy's confident. He's authentic and consistent. He never waves away from who he is. He has a charisma about him. And he has this uniqueness and rareness about how his cadence, his delivery, his speech, his wordplay is, and how he affiliates himself. And he's fucking bad man about his shit. And I can respect that. And Tom Ross is a Batman in of himself. I know he don't fucking like Batman, but I've had to convince him, and I hope he's been convinced, that Batman is alpha, man. When Batman told Batgirl, we're teammates, But don't think for a fucking second we're on the same fucking level. Hey, this dude right here, man. I be trying to put Ross on Batman, dog. Batman looked at Superman, and when Superman said, "Hey, we're gonna go do this," Batman said, "No." If Ross understand how much he remind me of Batman, that Batman is a motherfucker, dog. But the bottom line is, Tom Ross is every bit the Kobe Bryant that he belongs to be, because Kobe is every bit on the same level as Michael Jordan. I've said this before and I will say it again. Kobe is not subservient to Michael Jordan. Kobe Bryant is on the same fucking level as Michael Jordan. They are double dragons, true alphas. Because Kobe Bryant, at 19 years old, wetbag, told Michael Jordan, "Go get some fucking shorts on. I will lash your ass up. I will lace you the fuck up." That's not Robin. That's Batman right there. That's Batman versus Batman. Whatever Batman version you want to say. Multiverse that bitch all you want. If you want to say it's the Owl, I don't give a fuck. And the Owl's kind of a little smarter than Batman if you think about it. I don't know if y'all watched, the multiverse where, Superman and them was fighting Ultraman and them. Whoosh. Y'all gotta go watch that shit. Anyways, when it's all said and done, Kobe Bryant dropped 55.5 on Jordan and said, "Hey, retirement that." I mean, there's nothing about Kobe that's subservient to MJ. But Scottie Pippen is not Kobe. He's not another Batman. He's a fucking Robin. I've had Robins that I've worked with on YouTube. I've always known them to be Robin. And see, till this day, they are Robins. They move like Robins. Their channels move like Robin. Everything about them is Robin. Because I always told them, and I've already identified them, they are fucking Robins. They were never meant to be Batmans. Because when it's all said and done, Robins have to understand the quintessential rule. That you are secondary. You are subservient. Your role is meant to basically illuminate, and elevate fucking Batman. And if you're not doing that, then you're sadly mistaken. And when me and Tom Ross did that live that we did, that was Batman versus Superman, dog. That was Batman and Superman. That was Thor and the Hulk. That was, I know he likes to run with Thor. That was Thor and the fucking Hulk. I'll be the fucking Hulk. I don't give a fuck. That was Double Dragons material right there. That was two people that were so alpha in the way that they carried themselves and comport themselves. Because when it's all said and done, you know when you've met your match. You know when you've dealt with your translucent and transparent image. But contextualizing it back to where it's at with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan knew that Kobe Bryant was his translucent image and transparent image. That's why he said Kobe's cursed as much as I. Notice he never said that about Scottie Pippen. And he said this guy's guarding, he's 34 years old, he's guarding the best player. Jordan used to do the same shit. And then he sits there and says Kobe deserves the comparison. He's never said that about Scottie Pippen. There's a reason for that, folks. And then when Michael Jordan turned around, I will ride a little bit on this one because I have to. So you guys got to get this message. When I'm delivering these three-dimensional thinking messages, you have to eat it up like a damn turkey, man. Get the notepads out and get to the damn scribbling, because these damn gems and jewels, they don't come every fucking day. When it's all said and done, that's what it boils down to. And we can't sit here and act like that's not reality. Because reality tells us, quintessentially, unequivocally, and without fail, that when it's all said and fucking done, that the identity, the affiliation, the association, and the verification, and the certification that encompasses someone to the degree, someone to the pedigree, someone to the elevated state of what we would say a guy on the level of a Michael Jeffrey Jordan cannot have somebody like Scottie Pippen think that he could ever be on that level. Scottie Pippen was made because Michael Jordan made him. Skip Bayless is right about that. Scottie Pippen was molded because Michael Jordan molded him. Skip Bayless was right about that. Scottie Pippen's existence in the 50 greatest players of all time, when they came out with the 50 greatest book of all time, exists because of Michael Jordan. And nobody can take that away. And we get it. Scottie Pippen's hot and bothered like grits because Jordan was able by himself to elevate all of these components that made Scottie Pippen who he is. And we get it. Scottie Pippen's tired of, damn, Michael Jordan, you're the reason why, all the butt of jokes from Isaiah Thomas to Shaquille O'Neal, they've hurt Scottie Pippen's feelings. That the only reason why you exist because of Michael Jordan. But it's the truth. Scottie Pippen could have been smart enough and rode with that and said, well, I got 6. And understand that, yes, it was true that Michael Jordan made you. But look at what you were able to amass that these other guys weren't able to amass. You could have flip molded on them. And Scottie Pippen rode with that for a while. But after a while, he started to get what's called jealousy and envy. And when jealousy and envy kicks in, good fucking night. Because those are the 2 most beta male traits to have. Jealousy and fucking envy. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because jealousy and envy will run someone wild. It will run someone to a position where that person is put in a position to where they don't even understand their quintessential fate. Their, what we would say, evident fate. Their final fate. Their, what we would say, causation fate. When it's all said and done, that's what it boils down to. And if we're being honest with ourselves and we're telling the cold-hearted, we're telling the unadulterated, and we're telling the cutthroat truth-teller fashion, that's why Scottie Pippen is mad at the Michael Jeffrey Jordans of the world. Not because the Michael Jeffrey Jordans of the world told the fucking truth and was always who he was. It was because Scottie Pippen lacked thereof and couldn't be on the levels of a Michael Jeffrey Jordan. So he's hot and bothered like grits. Insecure and miserable as you know what in his life. Slander him. You see this on YouTube. I've had Robin slander me. Didn't even bother to deal with them, let alone play with them. And when I mention them, just like Jordan is mentioning Scottie Pippen now, it's in rare and unique moments. I've had motherfuckers, grown men older than me, cry. You don't spend time with me, man. You don't. We're grown fucking men. Don't you got a life? Don't you got shit going on? Why would I waste my time with you? Time and energy are the 2 most important resources. And let me tell you something. If my time is not spent making money, it ain't spent fucking being around the presence of a woman, being around the presence of building myself up, basically self-care, because I believe in that. Shit, I love my own fucking company. If I'm not dealing with those things, then I don't put my time and energy in dealing with grown-ass men. It's already too late for you. If you couldn't figure this shit out in a state where your neuron receptors were supposed to click on all cylinders at an early on-state age, it's too fucking late. And it's not my job to sit here and to basically coddle you like you're a fucking baby and to listen to your personal affairs. That's something you take to your fucking therapist. This is what has happened behind the scenes. I don't care what these motherfuckers try to tell you. Am I easy to fucking deal with? No. Because I have the Michael Jordan dichotomy. And when you have that dichotomy, you selfish. Kings are selfish. That's what people don't understand. Kings are selfish, but they're selfless at the same time. They're selfish in their own success. They're selfish in what they've owned, what they've accomplished, because they did it off their own blood, sweat, and tears. Nobody else has helped them. They had to go out there and get it in the mud. So they're selfish with that shit. Because it's their treasure that they're going to hold up. But they're selfless in them delivering the information to you. Right now I'm being selfless. I'm humbling myself. I'm being a good messenger for the man above. And I'm delivering you guys a heartfelt message. This is my servitude to you. But this is where the buck stops. Time and energy are the 2 most valuable resources. And like I said, unless you're making me money, unless I have to start off first and foremost. Unless I'm worshiping you like you God, which you're not. Jesus, you're not. Unless it's a position where it's helping me to make money, or I'm fucking. These are the things that motivate me. That's where I put my time and energy into. Things for my self-care. Working out. Getting my massages. being in a peaceful state, not activating cortisol levels, fuck stress. These are the things that help me. And if I'm not doing that, and of course traveling and having fun, if I'm not doing that, and you're not part of that whole circle there, then my time and energy is not going to be taken up by you. And if you want my time and energy, you're going to have to start paying. It's really that fucking simple. That's really what it boils down to. And people have to understand that. That's what Michael Jordan's dichotomy is. Scottie Pippen doesn't bring nothing to the table to help Michael Jordan. If anything, he's a liability. Michael Jordan has bailed his ass out financially plenty of times. And this man has the unmitigated gall and the audacity to still run his ragged ass mouth about Michael Jordan. Talk about ungrateful. A guy that elevated you to the state that you were in as a basketball player, and you're ungrateful. All he told you was to fall fucking in line, and greatness was going to happen to you. Michael Jordan even tried to defend you when you wasn't making money with the Chicago Bulls. Michael Jordan basically protested plenty of times to not play and use his cachet. And if he didn't do that, nobody would be checking for you, Scottie Pippen. This is why I sit there and I myself is unnerved with a Scottie Pippen. Because I've dealt with Scottie Pippens all my fucking life. They don't know their fucking place. They don't know their fucking role. And they don't know how to operate and live in it. It's okay to be a Scottie Pippen. It's okay to be a Robin, because there has to be a Robin when there's a fucking Batman. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat true teller fashion. P.S. This is why Scottie Pippen is mad. This is why Scottie Pippen is ranting. He's in a position where his wife is Dale Curryan. That's what's going on right now with Future and all this other shit. He basically, like Dale Curry, didn't get out when he was supposed to. Michael Jordan always got out when he needed to. You see the difference? And he's financially not in the position that Michael Jordan was in. He will probably never, ever fucking be. No, not probably. He never will fucking be on that level. And he's just hot and bothered like grits that he can never attain something to that degree, that effect, that order, and that magnitude. That's really what it boils down to, man. And if we're being honest with ourselves, and we're telling the cold-hearted, we're telling the unadulterated, and we're telling the cutthroat truth teller fashion, that's really what it boils down to, folks. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. It's been a while since I said this shit, though. It's the illest shit I ever fucking spoke. I keeps the foot on the whoop. East. I keeps the foot on the whoop. East. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.